Hey everyone, hope you're alright. Imran Web Squadron, just getting my final setup. I'm just rejigging my video plannings and etc. For the next 2 weeks almost. So I'm just rearranging things a little bit because I realised there's a danger that you put out too much videos in one go and people are now playing catch up. Alexa off. That was Alexa then. Hey Jake, hope you're alright, mate. So I just need to just slightly reschedule a few things because I want to make sure I'm getting the right videos coming out and I've not missed anything out. I mean, a lot of people have been saying to me, when are you going to look at Brick's classes? Hey, Charlie. Hey, Emmanuel. When are you going to look at Brick's classes? You've done now 10, 11 videos. You haven't even touched on the classes. The reason is because I need to make sure that anyone new to Bricks understands how Bricks works. The danger was, what if I jump into the class system for Bricks and then anyone who's used to just Elemental or whatever might go, whoa, this is too scary. Hey, George. So the first class video comes out in 12 hours because what I wanted to do is kind of give you that soft introduction into Bricks, the section, the containers, the settings, you know, the color palette, the theme styles, all of these little things, and the mobile menu, the limitation and how you could get around it with our really cool video today, which was the accordion to do your mobile menu. If you've not watched it, you should go and watch that. Hey, Gene. So, because in honesty, there's been like, what, 10, 11 videos come out, and we've only really done the header. That's all we've really done. How basic is that? But now we're going to move on to the hero banner. But before we jump onto the hero banner, now the class video comes out. Because now, if you've kept up to date with the Bricks videos, the Bricks 101, you are now in a safe place to now learn the class. Because if anyone is just using Elemental or Gutenberg or something, right, and now they want to look at Bricks, there is a danger that if I jumped straight into the class, it might have scared some people off. So I wanted to be very careful about all of that. I've said hi to Jean. Hey, Mia, hope you're all right. And Jimmy, good to have you here. Obviously, I've already been liaising with Jimmy earlier. Hope you're all right. So, Jimmy, without going into details, that screenshot, was that what you were expecting, or is it... does that mean extra work for you, my friend? Does that mean extra work for you? But for those that have been following the Bricks videos, the 101s, I hope you appreciate that there is a learning curve. I'm learning as I go along as well, and then I tweak my way of doing things and stuff like that. And anyone who's using Bricks, I hope they feel more confident and assured about using it. But we are going to be hitting the class system later on today. And tonight, in 8... I can't get my fingers right. In 8 hours, me and Paul will be doing a live chat tonight on his channel where we're going to be talking about Bricks, the good and the bad. Because I think we like to keep things balanced. You know, I don't want people to think, oh, all we ever do is talk about the good stuff of Bricks. There are some limitations. There are some problems, okay? So we are going to talk about the good and the bad, okay? We obviously like Bricks because he's doing videos, I'm doing videos, but we do want to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, and what's coming up as well. Yeah, Jimmy. Jimmy. Please do let me know exactly what would you like to have, because just in case I can throw my opinion in as well. Hey, Mastigma. Hope you're okay. Hey, Jason. Hope you're all right. 8 p.m. Charlie. That's right. 8 p.m. tonight. British summertime. 8 p.m. for you and me. There's a chat with me and Paul about Bricks Builder. But it isn't just about us going, oh, Bricks Builder's the best. It's about the good, the bad, and the ugly, okay? Because there are some stuff about it where there's a learning curve, and sometimes you'll do something which is so easy in Elemental, but you've got to think a little bit to get it to work here. And then there's some stuff you can't do in Elemental, which is a piece of cake in Bricks. So we kind of just want to go over some of that kind of stuff. Okay, question from Junaid. How to start freelancing as a web designer, social media, job boards, any tips? Okay, so let me tell you where you need to go, right? This is what you need to follow, Junaid. All right? Now, whether you follow this or not is entirely up to you. But this is what you need to do, right? You need to go over... Hey, Sinan, how are you, my friend? You need to go over here, Junaid, right? Because I could go on and on about all the different places and all the different things and Upwork and Fiverr and ask your friends and family, talk to local businesses. You could do all of that. But you know what? None of that is really going to matter or help you in the long term to grow and scale up if you don't have a business plan, a model in your head. What are your objectives? What is your setup? Where is the scalability? What is your offering? What is your sales funnel? Hey, Peter, all of this stuff, Junaid. So I know you want to start freelancing. I mean, the first question I would have to you is, are you an experienced web designer, number one? Do you know the limitations of what you can and can't do? Are you prepared to learn and experiment? But if you really want to get the nitty-gritty of making it work as a business, as an agency, as a freelancer, I know it sounds like I'm selling it, but you got to go to the how to get clients, because that covers that and more. The social media aspect, the marketing aspect, it's all in that master module we did. It's a big one. It's a big module as well, but it covers off loads. Yeah, absolutely, George. I mean, that's the one good thing that George has mentioned there about bricks. They do listen to the feedback and they are always willing to improve and make things better, which is why we like using it. Okay, Jimmy, I look forward to seeing that. By the way, Jimmy is talking about the size of his screen, right? He doesn't mean 3.2 inches or whatever. Hey, Maddie, hope you're okay, Maddie. I saw your other email earlier. I haven't had a chance to reply because I had to jump into just sorting out a few things. Right, let me just check. Let me just see what Jimmy is saying to me there. Basically, my columns keep having a space between. Yeah, I mean, Jimmy, my tip to you, based on that is, I mean, I don't know what your setup is, but obviously, if all of those items are inside of a container, maybe just make your container be a certain width. Of course, though, you're probably thinking that as the screen gets bigger, you want the contents to maybe get bigger, but I would probably say just make your container have a fixed width of, say, 1,100, 1,000 maybe, and then you can control that. That's what I would do, but I'm assuming a lot about your setup and about your sections and containers. Hey, Rajat, hope you're okay. So, Sinan, I work full-time, but I want to get creative front-end coding. To be honest, Sinan, I would say that the portfolio isn't always the deal breaker. Sometimes the way you come across as well. So are you confident in your delivery? Do you explain and clarify things? Do you come across as honest? Because when someone comes across like, hey, yeah, we can do that for you. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, any time of the week. They come across a bit sleazy, don't they? Like a car salesman. Yeah, this car works. It's got no scratches on it. I mean, you see the car and it's full of scratches. So I would say that developing yourself is a really, really good thing. Portfolios are a good thing. However, it's not the deal breaker. I don't think portfolios are the deal breaker. It's more about what can you do for that client. They want you to do X, Y, Z. Can you deliver? Can you do that? Yeah, Peter, I mean, having to wait 10 days is not great, Peter. You know, I'd hate that. I'd hate to be in that scenario. But the days will fly by, okay? The days will fly by. And as long as you're okay during those 10 days, that's what is super important. Hey, Erica, hope you're all right. Justin, is there a better way to have photos displayed on every screen because my photos are being stretched, even though I put cover. The trouble with cover, Justin, is that the photos will stretch a bit because it's now filling the estate. So okay, so let's say this is the image, right? This is the image, okay? If you now put this on a mobile, you'll probably see it better. If you put this image on a landscape screen, what will happen is some of the image will get cut off, right? And then it will stretch it a bit. So what you got to think about is, can you put different sized images? So what I say is, this image, if I put this image into the desktop, it would probably look like this. It would probably look like that. And then I'll have a copy of the image for the mobile that would look like that. It's all about the orientation. Also, it matters between the focal point of the image. If you have an image, let me explain this, okay? This is quite important. If you have an image like this, and the focal point is here, or say down here, you're going to have to set it to be a certain point. You're going to have to set it so that it's like bottom left or center left or whatever, or right even, sorry, on the right-hand side. And then the rest of the image might look a bit weird or empty or whatever. What you got to think about is, if you can get the focal point of your image to be mainly in the center. So if it's a picture of someone, you need dead space here. Dead space, maybe below. So when you center it, if it crops the top and bottom, even with cover, boom, 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 you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Absolutely, mass stigma. So we did a video on that. Let me show you the video, right? So we've got a video on that mass stigma. Hold on. Hold your horses, everybody. Okay, I'm about to give you an image. This image could save your life. Right, responsive. Hold on, where is it? Where's that video gone? Here you go. So this video. Right, so what you can do, right, with you can either do it on your column or your section, or you can add in a bit of HTML code. So you can say, here's the image. When you now go to the tablet size, so say, I don't know, minimum width 800 pixel, then put this image in. When you go to, no, sorry, not minimum width, maximum width. When you go to maximum width 800, use this image. When you go to maximum width 400, use this image. You can easily do that, and that video gives you the HTML. You add in an image, and then in the custom CSS, you then add that code in. So what that code will now say is, right, the minute we go down in size, swap it out. Swap it out. Right? So you can do that. Because section and columns only allows you to do like one. This bit of code, you can do as many as you want. I mean, obviously, don't go crazy. Don't say, oh, for 850 pixel do this, for 700 do this, for 750 do this, for 650 do this. Because you'll just get pain. It'll be painful. Just checking what something George has said. A friend that uses Divi needed to help one client. He has an E and he couldn't get his head around it. Well, there you go, George. That is actually a very common problem. A lot of people, like, when they go, oh, Elemental's not working, it's because they've used the free version, and you're right, 10,000 plugins. I don't know if WordPress allows you to have 10,000, but hey. Jaywalk, an Elemental release occurs. Have you seen any incremental improvements? Not really. I've seen a little bit of improvement, Jaywalk, but nothing to make me stop doing what I always do with WebP, preloading your images, with watching out your layout. Don't do intersection. Don't do too many intersections, video sliders, all that stuff. So yes, there has been improvement, but not enough to stop you doing what I always say you need to do. Do you know if it uses the HTML picture tag this way? Good question, Jake. Good question. I think you'd have to put that in the HTML. I think. Hey, Gary. Hey, Greg. Good to have you here. I hope you're enjoying the Bricks 101 videos and the video we released today. which I'm quite proud of. I gotta say, I'm quite proud of the video we put out today, which was, I think, quite inventive, with how you could use an accordion, a nestable accordion, only have it displayed on the mobile, not on the desktop. And when you click it, you get a drop down and you can have whatever you want in there. Your nav menu, icons, subscribe form, pictures, videos, whatever you want. You could even put a product in there if you wanted to, right? So I hope you enjoyed that video. And it was basically just me. Hey, Gary, it was basically me just trying to, a bit of a hack. Because the way I like to approach Elementor when I first started off was I do a lot of basic videos and then I go, well, can we go a step further? Like the call to action. How many of you used to ignore the Elementor call to action widget? And now you suddenly realise, oh my God, this has the image zoom function in there. This allows me to do loads of funky stuff. So I don't have to do, you know, widget upon widget and animations and stuff. There's loads of cool stuff you can do. So as I progress with the bricks videos, if I will build it in a basic way, then I'm going to do it with the class system, which starts off tonight. Okay, in about 12 hours time, the first bricks class video comes out. And then I'm going to say, well, can I hack it? Can I hack it and do something a little different? Can I do it where we don't have to use CSS code? Because that nestable accordion video we did today, there's no code. And I think so far I've had some comments come to me where the people are like, wow, there's no code involved. There's no code pen. So there's stuff you can do with the native widgets, which I think is pretty good. You can do anchor menu, Dominic. You can. I just need to do a video on that. And that will be coming. Okay, I need to do a video on that. Anchor menu, but you can do that in bricks. It's one of those, like, it's just a bit of CSS you got to put in, one liner, you know. Hey Rajat, yeah, the call to action, I used to ignore it and then I played with it and then suddenly I went, oh my God, why does no one talk about the call to action widget in Elementor? Why does no one talk about, like, we all go, oh, I really want an image that zooms in, and you got to go, oh, do I use a plugin? Do I use some CSS code? Do I add in some JavaScript? All you have to do is the call to action widget. Make the, you know, the word, you can have the image, you can have the wording, you can have it without the wording, you can do what you want, but now you've got the image zooming in or even sliding in, you know, loads of stuff you can do. And for me, the call to action widget is far better than the flip box. I seriously think flip boxes are overdone. On the mobile, flip boxes do my head in. I hate them. I really hate flip boxes when I'm on a mobile. I hate it. But the call to action with the word sliding in or whatever, it works wicked. Okay, it works wicked. So anchor menu video, Dominic, that will be coming out. You just got to wait for that one, okay? Emmanuel, I noticed that Elementor has been slow this week. Emmanuel, it's not really Elementor. It could be your plugins. It could be your server. I've just realised I was wearing my knee brace because I was doing some exercise earlier. I've got to take this off. So this is like, when I'm exercising, I have to wear this around my knee because my knee does hurt quite a lot. Right, Emmanuel, you might want to check your host, really, because I haven't noticed any slowness or stuff like that. Yeah, absolutely, Gary. I mean, look, if I was to list what sort of things irritate me about a website, you won't see them on ours, and I don't like it when I see it on others. It's my personal subjective opinion. I don't like Lottie images. You know the isotropic images? You know the ones where they're like that? And it's like an illustration, and it might be animated, and there might be someone walking or cycling, or they're typing or doing something. They are so common on web designer, web agency websites. They are so common. It's like, what? Is that all you know? Is that all you could do? Is that the best you could do? Now, if you're going to use it and it works, I got nothing against that. It's very, very common. Sliders at the top. It's like you know, and when the sliders are like 6-7 slides and they're filled with stuff and you're like, what? You don't want me to look at the rest of your website. You just want me to stare at the slideshow. I don't like that. Flip boxes. We've done a review before of someone. I've seen people put them on the Elemental Facebook group where someone had like 12 flip boxes. And it was like, what the hell you got 12 flip boxes for? And when you go to the mobile, it was like 12. And every time you scroll down, it was like flip, 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 flip. And it's like, shut the front door, right? Shut the front door. Stop doing it. Do you mean the Lottie images, Erica? Because I mean, I don't. Lottie animations used carefully are okay, but I can honestly, I mean, Raja, if you're talking about the Lottie images, right? They are just so overdone. I mean, how many times have I looked at a web designer's website where their hero banner, it hasn't got an image of them because there's no image of them. It hasn't got an image of a website. In fact, there's hardly any images of a website. And the first hero banner image, and then the next image after that is the Lottie isotropic image. You know the ones I mean? They're like at an angle. And I sort of go, like, you know, Because I find it's, if you use it carefully, it's okay. But I would always say, be careful. Oh, I got you, Jason. Right, yeah, looking forward to, yeah. Oh, happy birthday, Jason. Hey, 50, mate. You hit the milestone, okay? You hit a big milestone there. Exactly, Jake. And I always say that sliders are... so, like, let me show you what we've done on our website. I'm sure you've seen it. Let me just open my screen. I hope this doesn't break anything. Usually when I do this, the screen goes black or something breaks. But let me just check that nothing is broken. Can you all see me okay? Just confirm you can still see me all right and everything is working. I think it is working, so we're all right. Let me just move stuff out over here. Right, let me just show you our website. So what we've done, I've redesigned it. Oh, man, I can't do that. Hold on a minute. I've just got to do something to this stupid settings of this silly machine. Hold on. Right, there we go. Right. So, if I just show you our website now, right, there is like a carousel. But the way I've done the carousel is like this. So that is not a slider. That is just a carousel, and with a single line of CSS, it now just automatically moves. You know, I mean, you can't interact with it. You can't click it. There's nothing to click, but you can actually send it the other way if you want, like that. Look, sorry, I'm not doing it right, am I? Or you can send it back that way, whatever. So I've gone and affected the speed now. I shouldn't have done that. So I am using that, but it's not a slider. It's actually a testimonial carousel, but it's on auto. Basically, it's just on auto, and it's not the top. This is your hero banner. This is the hero banner we've gone for, okay? That's our hero banner, right? And you got me marked there, right? And then you get to the next section, right? And then you got the other stuff, blah, 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 blah. You know, don't forget the how to get clients mastery module. It's right there now, okay? It's right there. So sliders, if you use them carefully, they can work, but I'm just not a fan of them when they're right at the top of the page in your face. Okay, sorry I haven't read all the comments yet. Let me just check. Jeffrey from Lightbox has some Lotties. Exactly, X. Yeah, so if you are careful, because he does use Lottie animations, but if you use them carefully, and what you'll notice is the Lottie animations, can I just make a point here about what Jeffrey from Lightbox does? The Lottie animations are an extra to the wording. The wording are the dominant feature, right? You know when you go to his website, the wording, you know, he's got stroke effect, he's got transparency. That is what catches your eye. The Lottie is the separate. But when you go to some websites and the Lottie is the key factor, that's when I sort of go, the messaging gets lost. Just check the comments. Erica, you're having issues with mobile version of one of my sites. Try messing with it. So right. So when you say it changes on the tablet and desktop, Erica, is it a particular page or is it all pages, Erica? Can I just check? Is it one page or is it an entire page, for instance? Yeah, Raja, between us, I've got 20 now. I've got 20 years experience. No. Jimmy, 20 years for me, 17 for Mark. So it's a joint 37 years. So the 37 is 20 for me, 17 for Mark. Yeah. Because it's about customer relationships as well. So I've got the 20, he's got the 17. Yeah. Because I've now included some extra years prior to that to do with customer relationships and technology as well. So I've included those in because normally mine was 18 years. But now I've added on 2 more because I've got 2 years prior to that where I did other stuff as well, which is connected. So that's what the 37 is. I had a feeling, I thought, I bet someone's going to look at that and go, what? But it's the joint experience because there's 2 of us. Ah, yes, Andrew. Slippers on. Go and grab that cup of soup. Have a nice little sip. Yeah, so what I would say, Erica, is just you know, okay, so it's one page. I do wonder, is there anything else on that page that is overwriting or doing something? Is there anything overwriting or messing up what you've Cheers, Jason. I'm glad you like the new web. Yeah, it was just it needed it because what had happened was we had the website. Then we started doing like the 5-day challenge last year, so I had to add stuff onto the website. Then like we did the mastery modules and I added more stuff on. And it felt like the home page was starting to get lost in, well, what am I here for? Am I here for this? Am I here for that? What am I here for? So I had to kind of still cover 2 areas. So you got the mastery modules, which are teaching, but then you got the fact we are a web design agency as well. So I had to kind of make it work in a weird way. Yeah, absolutely, George. Yeah, I mean, Erica, what I would say, yeah, is, what I would say, Erica, is you are part of the, the Web Squadron Facebook group, right? So, Erica, if you're okay with doing it, you don't have to, but if you want to, stick the URL in the Web Squadron Facebook group, and what the problem is, you know, maybe put a screenshot of or something else. And I'm sure when I get a chance, I'll look at it. Others will look at it as well. You know, so I would say go and have a look at it. What am I wearing? These are just gloves. Look, these are just gloves. These are just gloves. They're gloves. Woo! These are just gloves. And the great thing about them is, like, I mean, you know, they are literally just gloves, right? They're just gloves, but they have this extended bit on, and it is quite cold today in England. It's pretty cold, and what happens is they warm up my arms. So while I'm here in my t-shirt, I mean, I could wear something else, but I'm in my t-shirt. When I'm typing, I don't have to worry about you know, I'm not actually big on, what's the word? Putting on the heater all the time, so I can just carry on working now. And my hands are nice and warm, and my arms as well. Hey, Pity now. Yep, they are gloves. Yep. Do you know something, Jake? When I'm working, what I have found is that when I'm working, I don't like to have sleeves that come down to here. I always find them a bit of a distraction because your sleeves flap about a bit or whatever, don't they? A tiny bit. Whereas these, because they're more of a functional thing with keeping me warm, it works better. And I always like to work in like t-shirts, or even if I'm wearing like my hoodie, I will roll the sleeve up. There's something about like when I'm like, I don't know, there's something about when I'm holding the mouse or something and you can feel the sleeve just under. It's me being really pernickety here, though. Yeah, so Erica, I mean, what I will say, Erica, is you've got my details, right? Yeah. You know, and Jake as well is offering to help as well. You know, if you want to just like share details of your site, you know, I'm sure we can look into it. Hey, Deepanshu, oh, what was today's topic? Today's topic was my gloves. No, today's topic was more to kind of about the bricks videos we've been coming out, the new mobile menu solution I was looking at. I don't think we had a topic though, to be honest. We didn't really have a topic today. We rarely do. We just talk, don't we? Or I just talk. It's more me just talking, isn't it? Just like mouthing off like that. But yeah, the bricks class video's coming out. I've had a bit of a back and forth with a client who wants some changes, but they're not very clear on their changes. So I've said, look, just get over to me what you want to do, right? And then we will set up a meeting, right? In fact, I need to just tell them I need to just tell them something. Hold on a moment. They've just sent me another meeting. 11 a.m. Let me just say 11 a.m. would work better. There we go. Sorry, I'm just going to quickly send them a message because I don't want them to assume I'm okay with their timing. Yeah, so what's happened is they sent me yeah, sure. You're not a member, Dominic. That's a bit strange. Have you submitted your name in, Dominic? Yeah, there you go. I've got you in now, Dominic. You're in. Okay, so they sent me an image and the menu items had changed. So I went back to them and I said, no, what they did is they sent me an image and they said, could I cost it up for them based on what they want? And then I said to them, you've changed some of the items. They went, yeah, we're going to tell you about those pages too. And what I said was, right, I can't cost it up until I know what you want to do on the other pages. It's a bit of a weird one, right? Their website is 5 pages. They're going to have a complete redesign of the homepage, which I'm okay with. And they wanted a cost. But they also want to touch the other pages, but they haven't told me what those changes are. So it's like, well, yeah, I'll tell you the cost when I know what all the changes are. So, yeah. These are just gloves, Peter. They're just gloves with long arms, right? That's all they are. There's nothing fancy about them, but they do keep me warm. And if anyone is like feeling a bit cold at home and you don't want to put the heat, not the cooker, you don't want to put the heating on or anything like that, these are pretty cool. £10 for 2 of them. So there's a dark grey. No, this is the dark grey and there's a light grey as well. £10 for 2 of them, which is pretty awesome, I think. Pretty awesome value in what you get. So Jimmy, I love this hoodie. Oh yeah, hoodies, the thumb. Sounds a bit rude, that does, Jimmy. The thumb thingy in the sleeve. Sounds, you know, dodgy. A hat works me. Elemental is still too important to leave it now. By the way, Jaywalk, I'm not leaving Elemental. I'm still using Elemental. My client's websites are on Elemental. Our website is on Elemental. I'm still using Elemental. The bricks videos are just me entering the bricks arena, and I'm going to learn as it builds and develops. So if ever I had to make a switch for whatever reason, I wouldn't be too. I'll be there. I'll be there to join the ride, along the ride. I'll be there for the ride. But I would say there is nothing wrong with still using Elementor. I'm still using it. Our client wants a redesign of their website. We're still going to be using Elementor. That's just the way it is. Cheers, Peter. Jerry, it's 30 degrees, 36 in Manila. Wow. Wow, Jerry. That is super hot. Yeah, I mean, I do think that with bricks, there are some limitations, Jaywalk, and I think that's the trouble at the moment with... There is a little bit of coding required, there is a little bit of coding required in some places. With some stuff, you can do straight out the bat with Elementor. And to do it in bricks, you have to do a bit of coding. But likewise, the other way around, there's some stuff you can do in bricks that you'd have to do in Elementor with coding. So there's a bit of a juggling act going on there. Oh yeah, that's true actually, Jimmy. You spotted that, didn't you, with the smiley and all of that? No, Dave, I'm still using Elementor. Our website is still Elementor. And I have no intention of leaving Elementor. I think that has to be said. I have no intention of not using Elementor, mainly because we've got loads of clients on it, number one. Number two, I know what I can and can't do with it. And number three, it does work. You know, if I'm building a website where I don't need to... I know you're joking, Dave, but just to clarify to anyone else out there, any websites where I don't need to worry about loop builder or anything like that, it just works, doesn't it? And sometimes you don't have to think too much. You know, with Elementor, you can just do it. You don't have to overthink it. You can just do it. But they definitely need to improve. They definitely need to improve because I tell you what, bricks, even breakdance, you know, I hate to say it, but breakdance, they're all gaining a lot of traction. Some of them for good reasons, some of them for nasty reasons. Yeah, I mean, I don't get it. I don't get why YouTube does that. I really don't. I find it a bit weird. YouTube recently changed some of the settings as well on the YouTube Studio, which is slightly annoying because you don't really get any pre-warning. You go in and you go, oh, that's changed, kind of thing. Or they add a new setting in, and you have no idea what that setting is for. Like, what is that? What is that? Hey Dave, why would folks get uppity? No one would get uppity, but I think I'm trying to be fair to the community, to be honest, Dave. So no one will get upset. Well, if they did, I don't care. But a lot of people that subscribe or follow or talk to me, a lot of them are like 100% Elementor. So even though I'm dabbling with bricks, I'm not going to ignore or forget them because the bulk of the videos we put out are Elementor anyway. But at some point, I am going to dabble with Gutenberg. I will dabble with Generate Press and Gutenberg at some point. So I'll probably be doing some 101 videos with that. So I might be dabbling with bricks, Gutenberg, but the bulk of the stuff we're putting out will be Elementor. Haha, yeah, George. I mean, Popular is great, isn't it? I mean, George, have you gone for the premium version? So I'm on the premium version where I can have 5, I think, social media accounts. Are you on the premium version? I mean, it's good, isn't it, George? Hey? Popular is really, really good at scheduling and doing stuff like that. Getting stuff out there. You do it once and it's that way you go, yeah, Dave, so, I mean, so why am I keen to use Generate Press? You got Quickly. You got Spectra. You got all of this stuff, right? Why am I thinking of Generate Press? Well, pretty easy, really. There's more tutorials on it. And if you're learning something and you've never really used it before, I'd rather use something where there's good tutorials, right? It's a bit like, look, if there was not a single tutorial about, well, not single, but if there weren't enough videos or good stuff out there about bricks, you'd probably be a bit careful, wouldn't you? You'd be like, meh, how do I know it's going to work for me or not? So that kind of did influence my decision. Oh no, really, Andrew? Just reading what you've written there. Jake, the mobile for YouTube is awful. There's been many times when I'm walking to pick my son up and I might be watching a live chat on YouTube and I want to comment, which I can, but I want to comment to someone in particular and I can't. And it really drives me mental to the point where I just go, oh, forget it. Just type their name in. Yeah, it's great. I mean, when I good to hear that, by the way, Charlie. When what I do is when I turn my machine on, I've already checked my emails and stuff in bed. During that time, other stuff will have come through, but then when I put my machine on, the first thing I do, is I open my YouTube channel. So I've got the URLs for the videos, Publer, and I have another window just to see, is there anything happening in the WordPress world that I want to let people know about or anything like that. And when I go in and I get my posts in, schedule my posts in, boom, 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 boom. Takes about 15 to 20 minutes. But I then know for the rest of the day, I don't need to think too much about social media now. I have to respond to notifications and comments. I've got to do that. But in terms of me putting stuff out, they're going out. They're out there. And it is such a great way. It is such a... Don't worry, George. You will be, mate. You will be. But it's such a great way to... So if I start doing it at 9 a.m, I'll be scheduling for 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock, 11:30, 12 o'clock, 12:30, 1 o'clock, maybe jump to 4 o'clock, maybe jump to 6 o'clock. And what you do is you just put loads of posts in. Just check the comments. Gary, when Gutenberg came out, I feel, Gary, that when I do start working more with like Generate Press and stuff like that, I'm going to come across stuff where I go, oh, this is really bad. But I think it's more about, the way the world is in terms of like page builds and stuff. I think it's good if you can have 3 different products in your pocket. Like George at the minute's got Divi, Elementor, and Bricks. I'm sure he doesn't want to mention Beaver Builder or Visual Composer. But if you can have a good understanding of different solutions for WordPress, I think that's a pretty good place to be. I know, Jake. I mean, YouTube, right? I mean, who here... a lot of you won't understand what I'm going to say now, okay? But when I'm replying to comments on YouTube... If you've got a lot of comments and I reply, YouTube then pulls up this like little pop-up at the bottom and it hides half the word. Well, it hides a bit of the wording and I got to wait for 3 seconds before I can do it. Eric, I mean, I am in a group, Erica, but I don't use it a lot because I am kind of like... I have so much on at the moment, but you know where I am on LinkedIn. And obviously we got the Facebook group as well. Yeah, Jimmy, look, get back onto Publer, mate. You'll love it. Hey, look, take care, Andrew. Sorry, mate, just saw you saying that. You take care. See you tomorrow. Yep, YouTube are pushing their lives a lot more. Yeah, exactly, Charlie. It's so easy. Right? You do it. The only thing you got to think about, though, is how Twitter is limited, and sometimes you don't want to say too much either, or you might say a lot and have a shorter version on Twitter, which is a little bit irritating, with the way Twitter is, but then that's the reason why Twitter is Twitter. Yeah, so this is why I'm planning to use Generate Press, Dave, because this is what I've heard as well. A lot of people have said Gutenberg on its own is a little bit crap. And that's why, if I am going to use it, I would be going for Generate Press. I've heard people talk about Spectra quickly, and other solutions. However, the knowledge base, tutorials, and people using it for Generate Press is far bigger. Well, that's what I find anyway. It's far bigger than others. So yeah, it works for me. I don't use Twitter Spaces yet, Erica. I've wanted to, but when it comes to juggling the web design agency work right now, one of the clients has now come back to me with something, and I'm trying not to read it, but I can't ignore it because it's catching my eye. And it's like, oh, flipping go away. They're just being a bit funny about something. And in fact, that reminds me, I need to do something else for another client that I've forgotten. Jaywalk, complete waste of energy to explain your position element or your channels about creating WordPress. Don't worry, Jaywalk. I don't want you walking away, but I can't stop you if you did. So Jimmy, Canva, yeah. I mean, that's what I would say, Jimmy. If you know your clients are going to do a lot of their images or get hold of images, and they don't kind of Photoshop and all of that, they're not into that. Canva is a great option for them, especially if they're trying to get videos as well. So I can go, right, here you go and create what you want, and social media as well. So I can go, right, okay, you got your logo, your brand colors, you know what you're doing, right? Go over to Canva and go and do your social media posts and stuff like that. Go and create the artwork, and it's so super easy to do. Manaf, any plugin to add impressive forms? Well, I would say just use Elemental Forms or Forminator, but Manaf, I would probably say, when you say impressive forms, can you define that? What do you mean by impressive forms? Lemsip. Oh, you got a bit of a cold, Bradbury. Great to have you here. Bacon sandwich. Right, now you're making me hungry, mate. But Lemsip, you've got the emoji there. You've got a cold, so I hope that helps you out. So Lemsip is like basically it's like a sachet, Erica. You boil your water as you would for tea, but it's not tea. You put the sachet in. It might be lemon, something else as well, and it's meant to like soothe your throat, maybe your nasal passages and stuff like that. So yeah, it's like a hot tea. Yeah, there you go. Bradbury explained it better. Winter is coming. So George agrees with me. Forminator is great, but Manaf, I'm trying to understand your question. When you say impressive forms, what do you mean? Because I did a video on how to do conditional logic in an Elemental form. So we've got a video on that. So when you say, again, Manaf, when you say impressive design, what do you mean? What do you mean? So when you say impressive design, you could use an Elemental form. And you could do your layout, your colors. You can maybe drop a bit of CSS in. You can make the background of the form be transparent and add a bit of an overlay image in the background. There's loads of different stuff you can do. You can change the positioning of the fields. You can even move it so the message box is over here. You got 3 fields and your message box, and you move it so the message box is like that. And then you got your thing. You can do stuff like that. But I would say it all depends on what do you class as impressive. It's like saying to someone, hey, what's the best car? What? Family car, convertible car, sports car? 3-cylinder, 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder? Does the carbon, coming out matter? So alloys, no alloys, so I would say have a think about what are you trying to achieve. But I would say with Elemental Form, you can do a lot. And sometimes I would say I like Forminator when I know I need to do a certain type of logic. Forminator is wicked. However, if it's just a simple form that needs to look good, why don't you just yeah, George, that's what I'm wondering though as well. Multi-step conditional logic might be a bit of that. Just reading Jimmy's comment. Yeah, I agree with that. After Effects Premiere Pro. Hey, Richard. Not seen you for a while again. Hope you're okay, my friend. Yeah, I mean, Canva is a lifesaver for when people do WooCommerce product images. And they got images, and the images are like the wrong orientation, or there's a background, or they're not bright enough, or whatever, you know, just something about them. I can then say to them, right, create your 500 by 500 canvas, or size in your Canva, put your image in, remove the background, add a different background color, brighten it up, vibrancy, consistency. No, but good to hear that you're busy, Richard. That's good, though, and I hope it's a good busy as well, not like, oh, I've got to do this. You know, you have your margin for your canvas, so you can make sure your images are the right width and height. So all of these little things can be really important, because the amount of times I've gone to a shop on a website, and it's a WooCommerce shop, and the images are all over the place. All over the place. Like, they're showing off more of the table than the product. Or the image is like, it's just not... the clarity on the image, the blurriness, the brightness, the light, the positioning as well. Like the image, it's like too much over here, or too much over there. Or you got some images which are this big, ding, 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 ding. And you got another image which is that big. And they're like, yeah, that's a bigger image. And I go, bigger product. I go, yeah, but if your canvas is 500 by 500, and you've done the margin, which creates a bit of padding, whether your product is this big or this big, you ensure your product fits within that area. And if it's more to do with the width, you make sure the width fits in that area, right? And that's it. It creates consistency. But the amount of people I've seen, like one person, he had an image which was like a portrait image, because it was like a vase. And then he had another image of a bowl. So the bowl image was like landscape and like that. The vase was like that. And I went, just get your canvas, the same size, and put the image in. When they go to the single product, you'll have the other images where they can zoom in and whatever. But right now on your shop, it was awful. He had these different size bowls. They weren't even the same size landscape. It was like all over the place. Then he had his products, and it was like, you go to the shop, and it looked like a masonry style, but it looked goddamn awful. Masonry works as a gallery. Product, where you got the title, the price, and the button, add to cart. It looked awful, right? Don't do it. Consistency. I cannot stress how important consistency is, and the time and effort. And often the client will be like, oh, but I've got 3,000 images. Oh, it's going to take too long. And I kind of go, right, we can do it for you, but it's going to cost you a lot. You can pay someone on Fiverr to do it, and it will cost you your life. No, but you could get someone to do it. Or you'd put in the time and effort. And I'm really sorry to say it, but it's like if you build an extension and you build the bricks, but you didn't level it off, you didn't get your mixture right for your mortar and whatever, you didn't check the size, you might have a wall, but it ain't a good wall. So, and the bricks are misaligned, and it's probably going to fall over when you lean on it or fart on it. The minute you fart, boom, your whole extension has collapsed. Do I use Blender or Spline for images? No, I don't, Erica. I have heard of other people doing that. I haven't, not yet. Jaywalk, my entire client base are intranets. Okay, business processes, so heavily depend on Gravity Flow. Yep, Gravity Forms used to get good press. Haven't heard about it much recently, but it has got good press in the old days. Yeah, I mean, please don't forget to hit like if you haven't already. And also, please don't forget, if you haven't already, if you have, great. If you haven't, please do. Go and vote in the WP Awards. Now, I would love it if you voted for us. I would love it. You go down to item 21 and 22. I would love it, right? Okay? I would love that. However, you don't have to. And I want to make that really clear. I don't know who votes for who. I will not know. I would love it if you voted for us, but I would prefer it if you voted for the people you respect, use, who have helped you out in your business, in your life. But if you did want to know where we are down on number 21, and we are there, Web Squadron. And if you go down to WP Learning and Resources, we are over here, Web Design Mastery. There we are, Web Design Mastery and Web Squadron. However, there's no prizes for who you vote for. There's no prizes. There's no gimmicks. There's no, oh yeah, we're going to pay you. Oh yeah, you know, there's no nothing. So please vote for plugins, companies, resources, blogs, podcasts, whoever that have helped you in your journey or anything like that in the last 12 months. All right? Okay, press play. What application should I learn for entry-level graphic design? Okay, Jimmy, do you want to take over this one? So Jimmy, press play, has just said, what application should they learn for entry-level graphic design? In fact, Erica, I think you can answer this as well. So Erica, anyone else as well? Erica, Jimmy, who is the skating choreographer, and anyone else, can you give press play? I mean, I would obviously say Canva. I would say that. I would also say Photoshop. I would also say it's about the principles of art as well. Using a tool is one thing, but it's about understanding, the focal points. It's about understanding the point of the image, right? Hero banners, wording, the point of the contents and all of that. But if anyone wants to help press play out with some further analogies or answers to that, please do so. I am giving you all a 2-minute warning. We are going for the 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning, okay? Yeah, I mean, Canva does have limitations, right? Canva is not perfect. Canva does not give you wonderful layering. I lie. Canva does have some layering, but I wish it had a bit more on it as well. The freehand tool is okay. It's not great for blending or erasing to get a blended effect, a bit like Photoshop and stuff like that. But you could quite easily just use Canva and nothing else, depending on what you're trying to create. Now, Jimmy does great art and stuff with logo design. He is a beast when it comes to his artwork and with Photoshop blending as well. So you definitely have to have more than just Canva. And Photopea. Photopea is definitely a great one. If you can't afford Photoshop, and there's no harm in saying you don't want to pay £19 a month, Photopea is a great alternative. It has loads of adverts, but other than that, it's really good. Yeah, take care, Gary. Arshad, how do I add a product filter option to my WordPress website? Themify, Arshad. So what you need to do is go and let me get you the video, mate. Arshad, stay there. I know you want to do something else, Arshad, but don't. Just stay there for a minute, right? Let me get you the video you need to watch. You need to watch this video, right? So, Arshad, you need to watch that video there, okay? Hey, Inderpreet, I'm about to go off. I'm about to go, Inderpreet. You've come. Great to have you here. And I'm sure everyone else is happy to see you too. But I'm about to go off in about 1 minute. Yeah, Adobe Suite by Jake. Exactly what Jimmy says there. You got to understand the rules of graphic design, because the tools are just tools. Even with Canva, you can create a really shit design if you don't understand colors, right? Proportions, focal points, triangles, stuff like that. Yeah, good point by Erica. If you can learn for free, do that. But it's more about, it's a bit like if you wanted to create comics. There's loads of tools out there, but if you don't know how to do comics, anatomy, or the style you're applying, it's about learning that, and then you're going to find the best tool that's going to let you be creative. Oh, nice one, Interpret. 3 orders within the last 2 hours. What is this, on Fiverr? What is this? What kind of orders are these? It's not food, is it? It's not food. All right, Erica, look, you take care. Make sure you sign up for that Facebook page, Erica. You got to do that. It's where a lot of people on here hang out as well, so you can have further conversations. And, you know, I'll be chipping in, other people are chipping in. Please don't forget to hit like if you have not already. Okay, look, everyone, we are over the 2-minute deadline. I am going to say goodbye. I've got to go edit a video. I've got to get back to 2 clients. I've got to plan something for later. And we've got the live chat with Paul tonight, which will be in 7 hours. In 7 hours, 8 p.m. British summertime, 7 hours time, we will be having a chat. Excellent. Well, Interpret, this is good, right? This is super good. Word of mouth. And this is what helps you to get clients, word of mouth. Okay, take care, Charlie, Jimmy, Erica, Interpret, Jake, everyone that's on here. See you soon. Goodbye.